Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Today we got the opposition fan preview, and I'm joined by Mo. Some of you guys have seen him on Never a Foul repping on there, but yeah, Mo repping Inter Milan. Of course, you can see from the background. Mo, how are you feeling? Champions League final. You guys, of course, have already won a couple of these.
Three. We have three in our bags, and we're waiting for the fourth. We want to separate from United. That's what I'm thinking about. I want to separate from Man United. Fourth, but we'll see. It's not favorites, of course, going to the game, but we're there to fight. We're in it to win it, as I always like to say.
Talk to me about Inter Milan then, because obviously, you know, maybe a lot of people who are watching this video, City fans, maybe have not seen too much of Inter Milan. Give us sort of like a brief summary of the style of play that Inter Milan usually play and how you think Inter Milan will probably set up ahead of the game on Saturday.
So Inzaghi is a different coach than Conte. Plays the same formation. You know, we won the league with Conte 2 years ago, and then he left the club, and we hired Inzaghi, who was a very progressive coach with Lazio. Plays the same formation 3-5-2. But then I think he lost two of the main players, which is Lukaku last year and Hakimi as well, who went to PSG.
Yeah.
And he had to switch a little bit and change his plans to go a little bit defensive, be more pragmatic because of the weapons he had. And then this year, we kind of play to the strength of the opposition most of the time, especially when we play teams that have equipped with better technicalities, better players than us, like when we play Bayern Munich or Barcelona. We play to their game. We try to adapt to their game. But Inter normally are a team that is front-footed. We go try to press, try to play a high line, but not against every team. So we don't have a specific style this year. We play to the opposition. We are defensively very strong, and we're very similar to City, that we started the season very slow. We actually conceded 12 losses in the league, which is the first time in 10 years, but we still got the top four because the league is very competitive behind Napoli, and everybody below Napoli are very competitive. But like Man City, we picked up the form really well. You guys started March. We started April. And in the last 12 games, we have won 11, lost one, kept 7 clean sheets, and we won 2 cups. So I think similar stories. Lukaku picked up form of late, very good form as well. Lautaro Martinez has been scoring left and right, and our defense has been stepping up. So that's the season as a whole for this Inter team. Slow, building up, and then in April, full force, going, winning every game, clean sheets, everybody playing up to the level.
Talk to me about your firepower then up front, because you do have quite a lot of firepower, really. I mean, you look at the strikers that Inter Milan have, and it's kind of crazy that you have such firepower. I mean, some if you look at like United, for example, they're desperate for just one striker. And if you look at the players that you have plenty of options there. With options comes obviously difficult choices for Inzaghi to make. Which players are you thinking are going to start at that top end for Inter Milan come Saturday, especially because obviously one of those players has a shared heart with obviously Man City?
Yeah, Edin Dzeko. The guy has been stepping up in the big games, and this is what makes every Inter fan worried, because we want Lukaku to be starting in this game. And since he came back from injury, Lukaku, I think early April, he hasn't been the first choice. It's always been Dzeko and Lautaro Martinez up top, the World Cup winner, of course, with Alvarez at your club. And Lukaku is the one that opens every defense. Lukaku with his strength, his speed, when he is fit, in my opinion, he's one of the top 5 strikers in the world, which is we've seen under Antonio Conte when he scored 30 plus goals in that season. But Edin Dzeko is a favorite for the coach. He likes him. He likes the way he plays. He's very tactically aware, Edin Dzeko. We think that Inzaghi is going to start Edin Dzeko along with Lautaro, but we're hoping that he starts Lukaku. Very different style of forwards, the three of them, because we have Joaquin Correa, the Argentinian, who is injured at the moment. Very different styles. Lukaku, is very physical, very strong, likes to get at his feet and try to turn. Lautaro Martinez with flicks and tricks and a fox in the box. And Dzeko with the smartness and the movement around the defenders, knows where to be and what to do when he has the ball. Very different than probably you haven't faced a team like this. Probably the only team that I can remember that is close to that is Brentford. That's bad for you. They play two strikers, which is Ivan Toney, the big guy, and Buemo, the smaller guy. It's kind of very similar, though, and you lost that game.
Yeah, we did it. We did indeed. I find it insane how many strikers you have, man. It's and it's obviously good for the manager because it gives him options, right? And he can have a proper think about how he wants to set up for the game. I'm looking forward to it, man. And part of it is because I don't really understand what Inter Milan are going to do. I've only watched him maybe 3 times this season. I watched him in the derby against AC Milan, and then I watched the semi-finals. So that's only the really time I've seen Inter Milan play, and they look like a very resolute team. And you mentioned obviously Jacko being very tactically aware. It looked to me like the team was very tactically aware. I mean, if you look at the Champions League semi-final, AC Milan, that first sort of 10 minutes, I mean, you just absolutely blew AC Milan away. It was unbelievable. I mean, they were poor, right? But Inter Milan at the same time were very, very good. And a player that I actually thought played really, really well in that game, and I'd love to get your take on this one, is Mkhitaryan. Obviously, played for Man United, didn't really have the best time. Gone to Inter Milan. How has he done? And what's he looking like ahead of the game? Is he fit? How important do you think he'll be for the game? Because I actually thought he played really quite well, especially in that first leg.
He is half fit. He's our fourth best midfielder in the team. He's half fit. He got his chance when Brozovic got injured after the World Cup, and he started playing. And
So do you not think he's going to play then on Saturday?
He's not going to start. He shouldn't start. We have Brozovic, Barella, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu. This trio is probably, in my opinion, the best trio in a midfield in the world together. In a midfield trio. There's nobody better than them. I know a lot of people don't know that, but Brozovic for me is kind of similar to Rodri, sets the tone, knows how to very, very composed under pressure, knows how to get the ball from the defense to the other midfielders and the forwards. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu has a cannon of a shot, can pass the ball really, really well, forward, break the lines. And Nicolo Barella for me is the most complete midfielder in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I've seen actually City were linked with him. I've seen a couple of rumours there. Okay, so maybe Mkhitaryan.
But Mkhitaryan is a great option to have off the bench.
Yeah,
if we're talking about someone like this, like who scores goals, of course, he's very experienced, of course, with the teams he played at. But I don't think he's the first choice. He played only because Brozovic was injured, but he grabbed the chance, and
he did.
To be honest, he took it to the next level. We didn't expect that from him at all.
Yeah, he was fantastic, which is obviously why I ask. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Any other players in the team that maybe City should look out, whether it be from a defensive point of view or an offensive point of view? Any other key players?
So yeah, we have like Onana. People don't know Onana. Onana is similar to Ederson in terms of like pinging ball and playing from the back. He's really good about passing. He's actually, for us, we consider him the 11th player on the pitch, not only a goalkeeper. Like when we play in the back three, we have one of the back three stretch all the way forward because we play Onana as the sweeper and they keep passing him the ball like Ederson. For you guys, like he's someone who can pass the ball very, very comfortable on the ball, and he's a great shot stopper. He has the most clean sheets in the Champions League, which is just a fact, and he has been the most saves in the Champions League, the highest percentage of saves in the Champions League, along with the playing from the back. So that's a player that people don't account for a goalkeeper like this, and you should know about this when you have Ederson. Of course, someone like that makes all the difference in how your team plays. Of course, you know all about Bastoni, that 24 years old, who has been going up the ranks, being probably one of the best defenders, left side defenders in a back three in the world. So this is the one. These are the ones that I'm saying that they can make the difference. Of course, in the midfield, I thought I spoke about the midfield. To be honest, the wing backs very strong. One offensive, one defensive. Dumfries is very defensively strong. DiMarco has a great cross on his left foot.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's interesting that getting a bit of information there for Inter Milan. I'm looking at sort of key battles here, and I'm looking at sort of Haaland against your centre backs. How do you think the centre backs are going to be able to cope with Erling Haaland? He's actually not scored that many goals recently, which is kind of funny given his start and his season so far. So he's due a goal. But how do you think your defence is going to be able to cope with Haaland up top?
The latest thing they talked about is Darmian was speaking about marking him like Rudiger did for Real
Mm,
Madrid the first game. But I actually don't think that we do that at all. We leave one on one, yes, but we don't do the one on one across all the pitch. We mark zones. I
mm,
think Haaland is key in this game, especially because Inter sometimes we press hard and press high on the pitch. And I saw that against Arsenal, a new Pep Guardiola, and he goes for the long ball, trusting Haaland to put it down and pass to the people that are coming. If it's Gundogan, if it's Kevin De Bruyne, even John Stones supporting Haaland sometimes.
mm.
And this is something our defenders have to look out for. I think our defenders are good, very good in the air, very good in the marking, but they are not blessed with speed. So they will be aware to not leave space behind. So we're not going to play a high line, leaving space for Haaland to run behind because he can outrun the three defenders. So I
Mm,
think it's going to be a deep line. When we
mhm.
press high, we're going to keep two on him, one marking and one as a sweeper behind him.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I don't see any world which Inter Milan go into this game and play a high line or try and press. I think they've got to sit back, absorb the pressure, maybe hit us on the break. I think set pieces for Inter Milan are going to be very, very important, especially if you have a Dzeko or Lukaku, who are obviously very strong, tall, physical in the air. So yeah, I would imagine that's how it's going to be. How do you see this one playing out then? Of course, City have never won the Champions League. The players are desperate, the managers are desperate, the fans are desperate. How do you see that maybe mentality and sort of thought process affecting the game? And how do you see the game playing out?
So I was Demarco, the left back for us, the left wing back, said that for us it's a dream, for them it's an obsession, and that's not these are not his words. He was quoting Mourinho, who said that in 2010 before he played Barcelona, who were coached by Pep Guardiola. And I think I see that as well. It's a dream for the fans, but it's an obsession for the team, especially for Pep Guardiola. He keeps
Mm,
talking about, I'm not good enough if I don't win the Champions League. People say I only win it with Lionel Messi. And I think that I think it's a mistake from him to start saying that in the media publicly every now and then, because that transmits into the players. The player now, they will think that we're playing for him. We have to win it for him instead of we have to win it for the club. We have to win it for us, for the fans. And I think that puts more pressure on Man City. There are two ways of looking at this. Inter are happy to be there. They want to win it, but they're just happy to participate in the final. But
mm,
Man City, everybody's putting pressure on Man City to win it. If they don't win it, it's a failure. If you don't win the treble, it's a failure. If Pep Guardiola don't win it with Messi, it's a failure. You know what I mean?
mm,
So there is more pressure. I think Man City themselves, they put more pressure on themselves along with the rival fans. And I think that will play a factor. If the game goes long and goes to 35 minutes or 30 minutes without a goal from Man City in it, I think they will feel the pressure. And it's down to the coaching staff, it's down to Pep Guardiola to calm everybody on the side down. I think
mm,
Inter have less pressure. From the media in Italy, they are just happy to be there, as I said that. So
mm.
it's just completely two different mentalities going to the game.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think this is the time now that City have to strike and win this trophy. I mean, no disrespect to Inter Milan, but they're not a Real Madrid. They're not a Bayern Munich. So listen, it's going to be a tough game. Especially because I think Inter Milan are going to be very solid defensively. I think they're going to sit very deep and try and frustrate the hell out of City. But has to be the best chance that City have, and with that comes pressure. If they were playing maybe a Bayern Munich or a Real Madrid in the final, maybe they'd be going into it going, oh, okay, well, it's a 50-50. This isn't really a 50-50. City should win the game. And with that, though, comes pressure. And they will be under pressure. Inter Milan can just go out there. They can play their game, try and frustrate City, sit on the edge of the box, maybe hit a counter, get the set pieces. And that, of course, does put pressure on City, like you say. And Pep Guardiola is still under pressure to win this at a club without Messi, as you say, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. What are you doing for it? Where are you going to be watching the game, bro?
I was gonna go to Istanbul, but I chose to stay here in my house in America. I'm thinking about doing a watch along. People are calling me crazy to do a watch along when we play Man City in the Champions League final. But I'm gonna stay home. I'm not I can't watch games like this with anybody around me. I can watch it with our fans on Inter Worldwide with our guys, but I can't just sit outside and watch it. Probably it's gonna be a watch along or even watch it by myself and just do a reaction after. But listen, it's so much. I'm so stressed every day that goes by going to the game. A lot of fans are just looking for Inter and saying, "What can you do? How can you approach the City team?" And I'm like, it's just we gotta play our game and just we gotta calm down, play our game, do the normal thing we do. We hit on the counter, we use Lukaku, we use Lautaro, and this City team, they are strong, but Man United proved that they can be stopped. They are. You can prevent them from creating chances. And if Man United had a striker or something, someone decent, they could have created something. So the problem is the odds are against us. It's 6-1 for Inter to win this. So you can imagine people are looking at this and saying, you have zero chance. And I was one of them after the Real Madrid game. But then after the Man United game, I kind of gained a little bit of more hope. I said it's 80-20 after the Real Madrid, and now I'm thinking it's 60-40.
Fair enough. I mean, that's fair, man. It's going to be a sick game. I'm looking forward to it, bro. Big up, people, man. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little bit of information there about Inter Milan. I know a lot of people probably haven't seen too much of Inter Milan, so hopefully you've got a little bit there of an insight as to how maybe Inter Milan are going to set up and some of their key players. Mo, I know you said the Inter Worldwide and that, but maybe just plug where you're at these days.
You can find me daily on Never a Foul, of course, along with the City fan Dabs and Cass, the Man United fan Ty as well. We do shows daily about transfer news, and we do shows daily about we do match previews and match reviews, of course. But if you want to follow any news about Inter, it's called the Inter Worldwide. We do only Inter content, Serie A content as well. You can find me there, of course, weekly, a couple of times or 3 times. And that's if you want to follow anything about Serie A. But Never a Foul, Inter Worldwide. Just remember the names.
Perfect. Well, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Any other things that maybe we've missed out, let us know in the comments. Make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well, guys. Guys, we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.